Now, I want you to think of this cross as the presence of God. This is God's presence. It's the essence of God. It's everything. It's all like God can bring in your life. All the experience you could have with God in your life. Here it is. It's all encapsulated in a physical form. Man, if that's true, wouldn't you want to be over here? Boy, I'm driving you crazy with that camera, I bet, Cass. She's like, how do I possibly do all this? But if this was all the perfection of God, wouldn't you want to be here? Wouldn't you want to be hugging this thing and not going anywhere else? Wouldn't you want to be right here? I know I would. And I don't know God nearly as well as I should or could, but I would. But here's the thing. Salvation, being saved is more like this. Salvation is being older. And this is you before salvation. Salvation is when God goes and your eyes are awake, your soul comes to life, and He goes, look over here. Oh, there's God. I didn't know it before, but there's God. And wow, so that's what the real thing looks like. Now I know. There's the real thing. But I'm still kind of over here. Now, as I look, and as I look to Him more and more, as the picture gets clearer and clearer, I can look over and I can say, why, that cross is made of wood. It's kind of rough wood. I can imagine what it must feel like in my hands. I could read books on this. Splinter-type wood feels like this. I can imagine that. But most of what I know is intellectual. And maybe if we got the fans going just right, maybe there would be a scent of the wood that would blow my way. And I didn't guess it. That's what wood smells like. I know what God smells like. I'm ahead of most of the world. I know what God smells like. And I have this, but even still, it's not such a direct thing. It's more intellectual. It's something that I'm yet to fully and completely understand. It's intellectual, not, and to throw out another big word, I know Bob loves big words, experience. It's intellectual, not experience. Now, why am I making the point of this? It's to point this out. Being saved is miraculous. It is necessary. We must be. But if all we talk about is, and all you think about is, am I saved? Am I staying saved? We never get beyond this point. The best you'll ever do is catch a whiff of the cross. The best you'll do is to know that it's made out of that rough hewn wood and never really feel it. In other words, your life experience will be very little different from the world. It'll be very much the same as the rest of the world. Well, is that really true? Well, all you have to do is introduce yourself to a guy named George Barna and a few other. Read the statistics of the time in the church, the movements in the time, and you will find this is very much the case, that people are still, even though they know where the cross is, their experience in life is pretty much like the world. The divorce rate is the same as the world. The things we worry about and the level we worry is pretty much like the world. The way we respond to the troubles is pretty much like the world. The things that ensnare us, the debts we go into, pretty much like the world. Our vision and purpose, pretty much like the world. Well, if we want more, if we want to actually come in direct contact with the essence and the experience of God, God says you need to be cut to the heart. Well, if you're like me, I'm just standing here, okay, but why? I still ask why. We have this way of producing this. Even after we're Christians, we produce a lot of this, you see. And this baggage, maybe you pick it up at Walmart, they sell everything at a reasonable price. Maybe you can pick up your personal baggage there. But this baggage, kind of as we're trying to get over here, it gets like in between us and the cross. And the thing is it could be anything. It could be some old habit. It could be some bitterness we don't let go of. It could be anything. Something we know we should change and we don't. And it could be anything. But here they are. And now I can't get over there because these bags are in the way. Well, you know, if we had kids, and especially if they were literal, they go, well, can't you walk around them? You know, so Ron was sitting there, I know Ron, I'm 6, you might be 7. But here's the thing, in the physical world, oh yeah, sure. But in the spiritual world, no. No. You cannot get any closer to that cross as long as this bag is in the way. And the more bags that you have, the more baggage, the farther you're going to be from this cross. And after you're a Christian even, believe it or not, we find ways of producing a new bag. And if that new bag, I end up even further from the cross. And the cross being the essence of God. Being the essence of God. We could use a universal name for these bags. We could call them sin. And I love a 3-part definition for sin that I found. 1, a transgression of religious and moral law. Okay, we know that. That's straightforward, right? Scripture says, thou shalt not steal. I believe Scripture. I steal, I broke the very law that I say I believe. Scripture tells me I should remain pure until marriage. I become impure. I become active before marriage. I've broken my own religious law. I've broken religious law. Which leads us to definition number 2, a deliberate disobedience to the known will of God. I have a Bible. I believe the Bible is the Word of God. I read things in there, and if I go and do the exact opposite after I've read them, then I have been deliberately disobedient. But it's the third one I really like. The third one. A condition of estrangement from God resulting from such disobedience. A condition of estrangement from the resulting, from God resulting from the disobedience. So in other words, sin is not simply the baggage. Sin is the condition the baggage causes. Not just the bags, but the condition, which is distance. Distance. Well, that's like super cool. I'll remember that in my little facts of Scripture. Well, what does it mean? What's the value to you in any way? Well, it's this. It changes your whole way of thinking. If I do this, have I committed a sin? Am I still saved? Am I not saved? Those are the wrong questions. The question isn't so much have you sinned. The question is, has this thing caused the condition? Has this caused me to be more distant from God? That changes the whole equation. You can't follow Jesus, because Jesus is always moving. God is working places. And you can't follow Him if you're tangled up in a bunch of bees. You can't do it. We have to get rid of the baggage. So how? That's the why, so how? How do we get rid of the baggage? I'll give you 3 words. With realization. With admission. Yeah, that's my baggage. And exchange. Realization, admission, and exchange. We exchange each obstacle. That's what they are, it's obstacles. We exchange each one, and we end up a little closer. We gain a little distance. God, I want to be closer. Can I deal with this with you? Can I exchange this for you? Can I give up the comfort of my little habit for the comfort of being right with you? Exchange.